All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Ramblings of a Madman podcast. The song that you just heard, if you were tuning in during the intro, that was actually Murder Mountain from With Sales Ahead. And today we actually have a very special guest with us. I completely forgot to ask this beforehand, so I'm probably going to butcher this name, but does her neck ache from looking down? Let's all go plus ultra and give a very warm welcome to Sierra. I'm not going to say your last name. How do you say it?
Binondo.
Binondo. Sierra Binondo.
Good.
How are you today, Sierra?
How are you?
I'm doing great. So basically, we kind of heard what your band was, but why don't you go ahead and tell us what you do, who you are, and tell us a little bit about your band?
Sure thing. So I sing in the band with Sales Ahead. We are a progressive post-hardcore band from New Jersey, going strong since 2017.
Very nice. I told you this yesterday, but I had actually seen you guys before I knew who you were back in 2017,
Yes.
and then just this year, when I was doing something with Pulse, I want to say Kevin was on my. It was before Kevin was on my podcast, I think. He had mentioned with Sales Ahead, and I checked you guys out, and I instantly fell in love. I think you have great music. I didn't know Murder Mountain was out until yesterday when you told me, and that instantly has become one of my favorite songs. I love
Oh my god, thank you.
no problem. I love the guitar work, the drums, like how it all comes together with your singing. Great screaming, by the way. That really surprised me. That was really cool.
Thank you.
How did you guys form? Like, how did you all come to be?
I technically started the project way long ago in college. So really the band kind of manifested in like 2013.
Okay.
I I wrote and recorded a demo, like a 4-song EP, and I used that to kind of like search for folks, search for musicians, and I was going for a really specific sound, so it took forever. like the stuff that we play now, like no one in my area plays that. So it took quite literally the course of like 4 years. There were rotating members as well, but yeah.
I know that all too well. It's hard to like go to shows with that kind of because that's like I'm into all kinds of music, don't get me wrong, but my favorite is post-hardcore and it's so hard to find. Like I want to start a band. I play guitar, I sing. It's just so
Awesome.
hard to find like-minded people that want to do
Yes,
that kind of music. But
exactly.
yeah, that's really inspiring. Um was that the EP, was that called Overlooked or something like that?
Open letters.
Open letters, that's what it was. I knew it started with an
Yeah.
O. I was just listening to that before. I like to do research on the person I have before they come on. So since last night to today, I've just been watching your guys' videos, listening to all your music.
Oh my gosh, I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah, no problem. So I've got a bunch of questions here about you and some about the band. One of the questions I just want to get out of the way before I forget. Did you dye your hair blonde for a Halloween costume? Like, are you going to be someone from My Hero or something? Or are you going to like a convention? What's up with that?
I wanted to go blonde because I met another Filipina at a party like 4 years ago, and I was like, "Why don't I do that?" And again, my whole I don't know, like I when I started going like ombre, I literally had family members go to me like, "Don't go any lighter. Don't do that. It's not gonna look right." I'm like, oh, no. What the hell? Oh, I
Excuse
didn't ask
you?
him. Can I cuss?"
Yeah, of course. I don't care.
Oh my god, sorry. Okay, I forgot to ask. Okay.
No, no,
So
that's all right.
so I was like, "What the hell?" So I was
Yeah,
like, "I wanna go blonde even harder." So it just took a long time to get my hair there, and also, like, going completely blonde is very expensive to
I know.
do and then maintain. But here we are. I literally just wanted to try going blonde. I freaking love it. I did also realize because I'm naturally blonde, I can do more cosplays. I went a little grayer for my Halloween one, which I'm keeping a surprise.
Okay.
Um, but eventually I'll maybe go back to like a more ash blonde, and like there's some other cosplays I've
You
been
could do Mount
thinking of
Lady.
doing. I was thinking of that. I That was one of the costumes I was contemplating, like Mount Lady, the one I'm doing, and Zelda. And then
Oh,
eventually
nice.
I arrived on the one that I have planned.
Nice. The only reason I asked that one first is because it was like a last minute. I saw you posted something on Facebook about I'm blonde for Halloween or something like that. So I figured
Ah,
I'd ask.
yeah, for
I'm gonna
sure.
ask a couple of band focused questions, I guess. Uh,
Cool.
how does the process go from coming up with an idea of a song, like writing it with the other band members, to finished product?
Joe, our guitarist, is the chief songwriter in terms of like instrumental, like he completely like oversees that whole process. We there's some songs like yeah, I did the EP, but then like once I found like him and like people who were like minded, I'm like I was excited for it to be more collaborative or to just let people contribute their ideas like wholeheartedly. So I he's written most of our material. What he'll do is he will write he'll either start with a riff, then like finish the song and then bring it to us, or what will happen is he has a riff idea or a phrase or a section and then he brings it to us for help finishing it.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
that's
yeah,
interesting.
the lyrics pretty much always come last. In some rare scenarios, the music and the lyrics will come together for me, so then that's when I'll pick up a guitar and I'll start the tab and then bring it to everybody.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it's Joe starting the songs and then we finish it together as a band or he cranks it out and then we just add finishing touches.
Very cool. I know like when you're an artist, you like you enjoy all of your work, everything you put out means something to you. Do you have a standout song that you would say is your favorite?
Oof. It's hard to say because, every song fulfill hits, like, a different, spot in, like, my listening tastes.
Right.
Like, pixelated super boppy and, like, really charged up and then, like, the lyrics got a lot of sass because it's about, like, the how the DIY scene used to be in New Jersey,
Hmm.
and, and then, like, Murder, I'm very proud of because it's probably the most difficult vocal performance I've had to do, and it's also, a very, like, cool, moody song,
Oh yeah. The
and I
the
think every
opening riff is just incredible.
thank you, I'll have to tell the guys you said that.
Speaking of pixelated, I recently watched the music video, and you guys had like a whole idea of like it came from stories of things that happened to you, I guess, and like things not to do in the scene. Do you want to maybe elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I we've met a lot of people, most of them absolutely wonderful while playing shows. That's the fantastic thing about music, like the community aspect, you know?
Hmm.
And, uh, for the most part, a lot of our experiences at gigs have been super positive. But, basically it boils down to just people just, being awkward, having, like, really shitty manners,
Hmm.
or, you know, being inconsiderate. Um, and that's, basically, like, a lot of the tropes in that video come from, like, a big no-no is, when you have a band from out of town on a gig, you don't put them at, like, the very beginning or the very end of a show unless they're, like, massive,
Right.
in comparison to maybe, like, the folks you might bring out alone, just 'cause so what you do is you put them in the middle so that they can play to, like, your friends and, like, nobody misses them, and we have had people be like, "Oh," whether it's, like, us being the out of towners or, like, somebody we're on a show with, like, people try to be like, "Oh, yeah," we're like, "Well, can we go in the middle?" And then, like, they either do and then they leave right after, or
Hmm.
they don't get their way and it's, like, awkward and they're not friendly, they stand outside. The standing outside thing is a very big thing.
Yeah, I see that
Yeah.
a lot at shows when I go to. If someone doesn't like the opening band or some of the bands, they'll just wait outside. Like that doesn't help. Like you could wait inside. You don't have to be outside and be like, away from everything. You could still
Right?
support things. Like even if it's not a band you know, you might love that band in the future. You don't
Yeah.
know.
I will say, if like someone's gonna talk like during my set or whatever, like I'd rather than like be outside and I not see.
Oh yeah,
but
that's
like
different.
But, like, I think if you're gonna go to a show, if you're not bound by time restraints, like, check out, like, a little bit of every band. I get, like, being around people can be uncomfortable or, like, loud noise or I don't know, but, I mean, just try. Especially the other thing is, like, especially if you're a musician, like, you really can't pull that shit.
So I used to DJ. I made like my own dubstep and stuff with Fruity Loops and Ableton and everything. This is like a good 10 years ago, but I would DJ at like a hookah lounge. I've DJ'd a few raves in New York City. It was nothing, never anything like
Oh, wow.
huge, but it was, I'd done some house parties. And there was a time when I just started my set and I was still working out the audio, but I was just playing, and someone starts talking on the phone in like the middle of me setting everything up. So I stopped and I was like, dude, are you serious? Like, first off, they can't hear you. Second off, can you take that outside? Like, that's just rude.
Yeah, that's so weird. I like how he went right next to your set. I imagine you had like a PA or
Hmm.
something of that nature, and he's like, "Let me get right in there. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
right
look,
in that
so
subwoofer."
I was like, he went behind the subwoofer next to the table where I was, so it wouldn't be as loud. And I'm like, dude, I can hear everything you're saying. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What?
Um, Another great thing I liked about in that music video was the whole slapping the stickers everywhere. We had a
Oh
local
yeah.
band back when I was in high school that nobody liked them, and they were like, "We're gonna get big, we're gonna get signed," but they were just all assholes and jerks. Like their music was good,
Uh,
but their personalities sucked, and they would put
right.
stickers everywhere, like on your locker. If you were in the hallway, they would walk by and slap it on your textbooks and stuff. Like it was so
Oh
annoying.
my god, that was a real thing.
Yep.
We exaggerated it, but we've played venues where like kids like defaced like shit that was not supposed to have stickers on it with stickers, even though they're explicitly told. And like otherwise, like if you're at a venue, like who cares? Like if you like slap a sticker in the bathroom, like I think it's cool to like leave your mark, like
Yeah,
in
that's
like in
pretty
like a
cool.
spot. Like in a wait, the furthest south we've ever played was Jacksonville, Florida with pulses, and we each slapped like one of our stickers up there. But I mean, like when you're like, if I spam this everywhere, everyone's gonna know our name, and then like they go way too hard.
There was a point where every stop sign in our town had a sticker on it.
Oh my god, you
Yeah.
just see them. See, like 9 times out of 10, if I see like a band sticker on a stop sign, I'm like, I'm gonna go check them out. I still like have no idea what you are or what you sound like from that
Yeah,
sticker.
exactly. Another thing, going on the flip side of the favorite song thing, I know you probably don't like this is another hard question, but do you have any song, I wouldn't say that you like regret, but that you think could have been better or is one of your less favorites or you don't like to play as much?
um, I'm trying to think. We had songs on like the older stuff
Like
that
the
were
EP with the hourglass on it?
yeah. So it's not that like I didn't like like those songs, but performing them was always like troublesome for me, and in turn maybe like resent the song. And I mean I wrote them to be really difficult to do live. So there's this one song Embrace that was is fast. It's fast. And then there's Sooner or Later.
I
I
really like that one.
Oh, thank you. He's again, they're great songs, but it like my inability to like perform them up to par made them a stressful event for me
Oh
when
yeah,
it came time to
absolutely.
play them live, and that's the only thing. And then like production wise, there's so many things I wish I could have done more on. So like the song, so in Pixelated, like that bridge, I would totally rewrite that if I could. I
Yeah.
don't. I like. I wish I added more layering. I got like fancier with it. Um, and if I had known how to scream back then, I would have probably done some screams. But
Screaming is hard. Like I know how to do it because I used to scream along to like Devil Wears Prada, Dance Cavity, and stuff
nice.
like that in my car
Yeah.
for the last since like 2007, 2008. But and then I watched YouTube videos on it, but a lot of people think it's easy. And like another thing about that is a lot of people don't understand recording a song and playing a song live are two completely different aspects of
Oh
music.
God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. So actually, I wanted to point out you're the first woman or female, I guess, I've had on this channel. Not because I don't like women, like I'm not trying to be that guy, but
Oh,
I've reached out
no.
to a lot of people, not just women, men, who are a little bit bigger, who just completely ignore me or don't like won't even respond like with no, sorry, say like thanks for
I
asking,
hate that.
Yeah, so I really appreciate you actually coming on here and speaking with me because it's hard. Now I have I think 112 followers and I've grown a lot the past month, but when someone sees like, "Oh, you're a 3 viewer Andy, you've got like, nothing. What is this going to do for us? It's not going to help." It's like you're helping me, but I'm also helping you because my friends will see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally. I'm sorry, but you never know. Like I think it's like good to work with folks that, have good intentions, as much as possible, like no matter like who they are or what they are. And I mean like we've like you it's I think it's good to just do stuff like this, like talk to folks like about music. Like I a lot of bands we notice like we talk about this a lot in the group chat. Like a lot of bands just like won't go and like do stuff like this for like no reason. I'm like, I love to talk to people about music and it's just
Yeah,
like it's a nice conversation. Like, you never know who's listening and
exactly.
yeah. Yeah, and you never know who's gonna end up where. So that's how I feel. And I mean, also like, remember how like you got to remember how it felt to also be like starting out and like have nobody like give you a chance.
So
So
speaking of
yeah,
that, I'm not the biggest Twitch streamer. Like I've got like I just said, 112 followers, whatever. I'm growing, but I'm not there. But one of the things I love to do is going into any category on Twitch, ranking viewers from lowest to highest, finding the lowest viewers, going in, giving them a follow, and just talk to them. Because I was there. Like now I have, sometimes three, four, five. I think the most viewers I had was 12. And, that's not a lot, but that's still more than 0 or 1. And it feels great to
yeah,
have someone come in and speak with you and just be like, "Wow, you're
yeah,
you're doing great." Like acknowledge your existence. You know what I mean?
absolutely,
So you're actually a Twitch streamer too. Sierra Plus Ultra, right? That's your Twitch channel.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'll
it.
go ahead
Yep.
and when I post this on YouTube, I always forget to do this. I always say I'll do this, but I have to remember. I will put a link in the comments.
Okay,
But
thank you.
I have a couple of questions. Let me look at my script here. So I wanted to know about. I have a question about the fruit tier list. You recently did a fruit tier. Well, not recently. It was a couple months ago, but you did a fruit tier list on Twitch. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, I
A-
did.
And you said you made a lot of people sad from your choices. Did you? Do you really hate strawberries? Like I know you don't hate them, but you didn't. You thought I don't know. Why do you think that people were upset with your decision? Do you think like you just have a weird take on fruit? Like, I know this is a weird question, but
No, it's okay. It's fun to talk about. Um, I mean, like doing stuff like tier list just goes to show how like silly like people can be about opinions because it's like stuff like like politics, humanitarian issues. That is like stuff that like I don't know.
it's
We
heavy.
just say it's heavy and like like there's a right way to be about that stuff like trans rights and like all that and Black Lives Matter, like all those things, like the obvious thing is like yes, like people deserve like their humanity, but like and there's that, but like to get charged up over fruit and
Yeah.
video game opinions, people like getting up in arms about like that,
Oh my
um
God. If you say
that
to
is like
someone,
not as
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, sorry, I was gonna say all that stuff is like not nearly as important, and people get as viscerally mad as they do with politics, which they should. But like with fruit and stuff, I couldn't believe it.
I had a viewer once ask me to play a game, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't really care for that game." They're like, "Well, I don't really care for your channel. Unfollow." And I was like, "Oh,
What the
okay. I didn't
fuck?
know it was that important to you." Like, geez, I'm sorry.
Right? Like we all connect with different things. I guess fruit too. I personally uh I'm not as big of a fruit person as I could be. Like
Mhm.
if I see a fruit platter at a party, I might like graze on like watermelon if it's there and some grapes, but like
Mhm.
most things don't get me going. But
I feel the
like
exact same way.
yeah. So like I was like, let me do this fruit tier list, and like I was surprised that so many people were mad at me about apples, and like I think there was a melon or like a
The
type of
cantaloupe?
grape. Yeah, and then like I forget what else, but like people were like shocked. I'm like, it's just fruit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And also like I just don't like it. I don't know what to tell you.
So I guess I should have asked this before we started getting into stuff you do on Twitch, but what exactly do you do on Twitch?
I'm a Nintendo variety streamer, and then sometimes I'll sprinkle in music stuff for the sake of driving home that part of my life.
Mhm.
But yeah, I play Nintendo games strictly, like mostly like first party stuff, so as
Yeah.
to not complicate it too much. But basically, if it's on the Switch, I'm gonna play it. So like for example, my one friend has been asking me a lot to play like Deltarune, so that's an indie, though it can be
Yes.
played on the Switch. So eventually I'll do that. Undertale is by that same
Mhm. Yeah, I'm
developer.
familiar.
I gotta finish that one.
You
So
just
yeah,
got the
like
Master Sword in Zelda last night. That was pretty cool.
yes. Oh my god, such a good feel. I That's actually my first Zelda game. Like I set out to stream just Animal Crossing and Smash, and then like people kept asking like, "Oh, well this is like on this Switch, will you play it?" And so here we are. Got the Master Sword. I never thought I'd pick up a Zelda game, but
Yeah, I feel that
yeah.
completely. There's a game I play regularly on stream. Well, it's way more on my YouTube than it is on my stream. Like maybe I'll do one or two runs on stream, but The Binding of Isaac Repentance, it's one
Ah,
of my
nice.
favorite games, and I just started playing it this year, back in April, and I've heard so many people like, "Oh, you should try this game. You should try this game." I'm like, it doesn't really seem like my thing. But then once I started playing it, I was like, oh man, I was missing out. So you never really know. Like going back to what we were saying about like standing inside for bands, you never really know you're gonna like something until you try it out.
Yeah, exactly. And if you give it a good old try, then you did what you could. If you don't connect with it, you don't connect with it. But there's just so many people in the world. Like it's just a matter of connecting those people to the right
Uh, the next
people.
question I have for you is a two-part question. One, what's up with the rice on your stream? And why did you do a rice chug?
I'm Asian and I love rice. I love
Fair
rice
enough.
so
Fair
much.
enough.
I love it so much. It's not even funny. I did a meme once years and years ago, and it wasn't even like it was a hit on Facebook with like my family and friends, but I posted it to TikTok and it like it's weird. It's it's really short, so it got over like 120,000 views,
Oh
but
wow.
it has like 100 likes. Like that's
Yeah.
like I don't know how to explain that, but that's just it is what it is. You know, the kids didn't like it, but um I I just needed like sounds and stuff for my stream and just like I don't know. I thought it'd be funny if instead of saying nice, I
Say
said
rice.
rice. But it caught on. Everyone seems
Yeah,
to
I
like
mean,
it.
it's
Yeah.
really great. It fits your whole like stream aesthetic and everything. And it's like goofy little things like that that'll keep people around. Like that'll make them feel part of the community if they can,
Yeah.
just like yesterday when you raided someone, you're like, go in and say rice raid, and then people, oh rice raid, it's stupid, but
Mm.
it works.
Yeah, anything just I like when I like sharing inside jokes with people. I think that's one of the best feelings in the world to be in on a goof.
Mm-hmm.
And for all of us to me and like everyone that comes and watches my stream to be in on the goof is like it's a great feeling. So like the fact that we can share that together and that's unique to us is amazing. I'm glad that people like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Another thing I noticed you did on stream, I have no idea how long ago. Like I said, I've just been going through like your YouTube videos and like other stuff.
Yeah.
You were snacking on some communion wafers?
Yeah. Did you? just to briefly touch on your upbringing, like, did you grow up religious or
My
Catholic or
father
anything?
is a pastor.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. So, I grew up Roman Catholic Church,
Hmm.
and I hated it only because um the people at the parish just like ruined it. Like they were just very cold, unfeeling people.
Hmm.
Um the antithesis of what I understood Jesus to be in his teachings, and I was like, it disillusioned me completely. So like from an early age too. So I just went to go through the motions, and like because my parents were making me, and I lived at their house. So,
Right.
um, the one highlight, the one thing I loved the most, and the only thing was the communion wafers. I thought they were good.
They
So
actually really are. So I have a funny story about
yeah.
that. Recently I watched on my stream a tier list video about chips, and I was gonna go ahead and buy all the chips and do the tier list myself. And it was like, Doritos, Sun Chips, and then one of the things was communion wafers.
Oh my god, I love that they included that. It counts. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I tried to dip some stuff with it. The problem is I think it's best consumed like raw, like with
With
nothing
some
on
wine.
it. I didn't try that, but I tried tabbouleh. I tried like a spicy mayo. I've tried
It's kind of like a
salsa.
rice cake if you think about it.
It
It's
is,
like a
but
Jesus cake.
I didn't like it with anything. So I just eat them. I just go in dry, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, I don't remember. So the next question I have for you, I don't know how recent it was. I should have looked this up. I didn't really do my research too well on that end.
No
But
worries.
you recently had the Woodlands Creatures tour. Was it recent? Was it back a while ago? Do you want to
I
maybe
can
explain
explain.
what that is?
Yeah, so we just did Woodland Creatures Mini, which was the weekender version of like our excursion with pulses that we did back in 2019. In 2019 we did a week long and we did the southeast. What happened was after that tour we schemed for them to do a week in the northeast by us, but obviously 2020 happened.
Right.
So we kept pushing it, and then like by the time things started opening up again, uh our band wasn't sure if we could do a whole tour, and they had pending plans too. So I forget where like the discussion started, or like what was said, or how, but we were like, okay, let's do like a quick weekender, like first shows back, and we'll just do like tri-state area, bring you guys up here. And um it's unfortunate because like we were gonna go to Massachusetts, we were gonna go to like Rochester,
Hmm.
maybe Toronto, but Pittsburgh, like, and then loop through and in Philadelphia, but stuff happens, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, it so that's how that ended up unfolding. And Woodland Creatures, like, I guess it came from like the name came from that uh we both kind of have like mascots. So like Pulse is a lot of their branding is like bird related.
Hmm.
And we literally like one day put it to a poll like forever ago, and people said they thought, oh, like a red panda would be a fitting mascot like if we had one for our band.
That makes sense.
So we were like, yeah, okay, like brainstorming names for the tour. Like I was like, what if we did like Woodland Creatures? I did not think that was gonna land, but everyone liked it a lot.
It's a
So
good name.
thank you. Yeah, and and then like it's it's different. It's and then like we get to incorporate cute animals with it. So the branding can only go up and get more creative from here.
Exactly. Like you
Yeah.
could do merch where there's like a whole bevy of animals or like a bird on a red panda's head or something.
Yeah, I told them uh I want to do a shirt where like it's the red panda and the owl, but it's like a shirt you would see at Hot Topic, so either like neon
Yeah.
core or like they're like or it's like those Looney Tune shirts where like Bugs Bunny is smoking a blunt and
Yep,
it's
I
like
know what you're talking
airbrushed
about.
letters. Yeah, it'll something like that. It'll probably be more cartoony than that.
Another
But
thing you could do on the next one is you could all go to a zoo that's near one of the shows and vlog it for your YouTube channel.
so we actually did that. This was totally like a happy accident, but we
Hmm.
did that back in 2019.
Oh, nice.
We did it. I'm not sure if like all the footage from that zoo trip is in the Woodland Creatures movie. It's
There's a
possible that
movie?
it's yeah, on YouTube.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah, it's short. It's only like 27, 28 minutes.
Hmm.
It's really short. It's like our friend Chris just took all the video that he took on tour traveling with us and just like smooshed it together, and that's what it is.
um, I'm blanking for a second. I had another. Oh, all right. So I want to ask you about your relationship with pulses and how that all came to be, and what that's like. But before I ask that one, uh, I want to say it was the 2019 one. You guys did the Uneasy Hearts cover by Dance Gavin Dance. Is that correct?
Yeah, yep, we did.
Did you know on the YouTube channel you cannot hear any audio coming from your own microphone?
Yep, yeah, that was
Okay.
so. uh, it was the positioning of where Chris was standing. I'm guessing, like, cause like maybe the monitor pair was like aimed out.
Hmm.
Um, and it was a spontaneous thing anyway. So like I am okay with how much I am heard. I was like it's Chris did that as a surprise, as a gift for us. And like I it was like the sweetest thing, like one of the sweetest things he's ever done. Is like it was like the perfect end of tour present, because we had that moment not only immortalized but in 4K.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I I'm just grateful that he just got on camera, and then like maybe we'll redo it one day. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me, but
It
it's
was still a
not a big
it was
deal.
still a
Yeah.
cool concept that you and Pulses were both playing at the same time, a song. Because Dance Gavin Dance, I feel like in this scene is super iconic because that's kind of where it all comes from, like this kind of music in a way.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely brought it to like this genre to a new level. Like the grandfathers, like the Mars Volta and Fall of Troy, like
Yeah,
laid the roots, and then they kind of like like blasted it into the stratosphere.
good band. Did you know the Fall of Troy's playing Doppelganger in full on their next tour?
Yeah, that's
That's
insane.
so
And
cool.
Sater got on that tour, and Kaunashi.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, I
cool.
just
I
started
love to
listening
see
to
that.
them. They are
Yeah, they're
so good.
great. They're so
Um,
cool.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying before, talk to me about like your guys' relationship with Pulses and how all that came to be, because I noticed you guys do like a lot together, if not everything together.
Yeah. Dude, like my whole life coming up as a musician, the scene, like I could never find uh like we're very close with a lot of bands, but like not in a way that like they're friends that like we like talk to all the time, or like
Hmm.
we click on like a lot of things. Um and like I always saw like that's something other bands had, and I was like I guess I'm just never gonna have that, because like we were always kind of like I don't know, like
The little
not lone
guys.
not lone wolves, but like we always just kind of did our own thing.
Yeah.
And like we'd see our friends when we see them, and blah blah blah. And like Pulse a lot of our like ethos is the same about music and about community, and not being an asshole. And like we just click really well, and they're funny people. They they make everything just like less uh they make everything like lighter, if that makes any sense. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I was
Like
talking with Kevin when he was on, and I was like, "Your music, it's like it tells a message. It can be sometimes it's emotional, but like it's like a meme in itself, kind of in a good way. Like it's lighthearted and like doesn't, like I don't know
yeah.
how, exactly what you're trying to say and what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to say it. But yes, I
No,
agree.
totally. I think, yeah, the thing about Pulses, that this is the reason why like people gravitate towards them. they are not trying to put on a facade for
Mhm.
people. They wear their personalities on their sleeve. They do it in their music, they do it in their social media. And like in their social media, I said that's so weird. Oh my god, I sound like a herb. Okay, but like they normally you have a lot of bands who try to put up like a front or maybe a persona or like not too cool, but maybe they're distant and like
Yeah, I get what you're
um
saying.
they use they you know and pulses are just like because they're such warm people, like I don't know what it was, like I guess they bring out like a goofiness in us that um and like a side of us that we don't really get to around like other bands and like
Yeah.
yeah it's nice like we so like we're on the same page as far as like like ethos when it comes to DIY music and respecting other folks in the music community and same music tastes. They're insanely creative. They're uh, overflowing abundant with like creative energy, which is like inspiring to us.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you know those are the kinds of people you want to be around, people who um like they inspire you to be a better version of yourself and push you and like and like most of all like when we hang out together like when like literally just like in Philadelphia like we the last night of that weekender we went back to their Airbnb and when, like they had this rooftop and we were just like up there for hours just like drinking and talking and I like that was the last time I like laughed until I cried and I don't remember like the last time I did that. It's just like a rarity I guess. They make music fun
Yeah.
again and that's something that can get lost when you don't have friends to keep you sane and ground you and remind you like it's about the journey. It's not about like, whether we like made it or not. Like it's about like the memories you made along the way and all that
No,
good
but
stuff.
that's such a beautiful take. Like you can tell, like I mean not you, but I can tell just from seeing the videos you guys have together or like pictures of you guys that both of your bands like have this sort of synergy, like you get along so well and you like play off
Yeah.
each other. It's really uplifting and I guess inspiring to see that.
Like it's very much organic. It didn't happen overnight because we played together on our tour in 2018 and that was the one time. But I loved their music so much. I'm like, more people need to hear this band. This is insane. So I brought them up to New Jersey the following fall and they came and played a Halloween show at Seaside Heights. And yeah, I don't know how we found a venue to have us, but we did. It was kind of nice. It was a nice night. It was like cold and rainy on the boardwalk. There are no gross like bennies or anything, so
Well, that's
good.
awesome.
So yeah, they so then they came out for that and then like they stayed with me and like we had a nice breakfast and we were like, "Oh, this is really fun. Let's do it again sometime." So they brought us out again for their like season finale bouquet gig. And that was what cemented the friendship because like we all drank together and we like stayed up till 4 a.m. like just hanging out and that really felt like okay like we are friends now, like this is a thing, like we had a great time, like the show is fantastic, like we like being around each other, like this is a thing now. So we then I then came to them about going on tour together and then like the planning and then actually going like pretty much solidified it,
Right.
the bond.
Um, so I noticed you were on featured on a song on To Speak to list or speak it into to speak to listen. Wow, this is not Idola. Speak it into existence, right?
Yeah.
How did it feel to finally be able to play that song live with them?
It was so much fun. I actually was nervous. When I had tracked that song,
Mhm.
um that bridge, no, or no, not the bridge, the outro,
Mhm.
like that thing. I barely did it for the recording. And I had up to that point where I met up with Joe and he helped me track the vocal was drilling it into the ground. And I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, you're insane. Like, why'd you write it like this? You're never gonna be able to sing this live. And on the other hand, I was like, no, get it for the recording, and then you can keep practicing it, even though you probably won't practice it. And then by the time you have to do it live, it'll be fine. And for once, the latter happened. And
Yeah.
by the time that we had to do it live, I for the most part had it down, and I can sing the bridge, the outro. Sorry, not the bridge. I can sing the hook, I should say.
Yeah.
Way better than I could before. So, but on the recording, it doesn't sound bad. It's just like it's not as powerful as I wanted it. Like I want to just
Yeah,
get
I
it
get
that
what you're saying.
little bit. I wanted to give it a little bit more of that edge, but hey, whatever. I mean, they liked it. So, and Joe, I always had to ask Joe to reel me in because
Yeah.
sometimes he's like, Sierra, I think you're being too hard on yourself. Like this is fine. I'm like, okay.
It do be like that sometimes though. I
Don't
like
be like that.
when I was putting up the YouTube video for the podcast with Kevin, like the first 10 seconds are me going, okay, ready? Three, two, one. Fuck, I messed it up. Hold on. And
No.
like I was like, okay, I have to edit this out. I can't put it up like that. I have to edit it. It has to be good. And I took like an hour trying to figure out my editing software and all. I was like, you know what? No, I can
No.
just put it up like this. It has like a nice rustic charm.
And you
That's
can
what I'm
always
saying.
look back and be like,
Look how far
look,
I've come.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they featured you on a song. Does that mean we could possibly see them featured on one of your songs in the
Oh,
future?
100%. There's a song on the full length. I want them on. Oh yeah. So we're working on a full length record.
I was just
Um,
gonna ask.
I want them on the ending of this one song, and it's so funny. I tried to communicate this in Philadelphia, like off the flight, like we're all drunk, and I'm like, Joe, I want them on the end of 729, but he thought I was thinking of a different song, so then it got awkward because Joe was like, "What? I thought you wanted them on another one," and I was like, "No, you're thinking of." A different song, and then I was like, and I was like, okay, we're gonna get back to you guys. We're gonna sort our shit out. But there's a song. I'll spill a little beans.
Ooh,
So the song is about the reconciliation between people up like being like uplifting and like uh and encouraging you and and positive affirmations you receive, like trying to accept that and but at the same time fighting that inner voice that is amalgamation of like the
you're not good
folks
enough.
you're not good enough, like
Yeah.
the naysayers, the folks not supporting you,
Mhm.
the people who seem to have things figured out even though you're not doing anything that different. Like what like how do you like it feels so good to hear like positive remarks from folks, but like uh but I still hate shit. Like still the way shit works still sucks. And like we've talked a lot about in the group chat how like they like how they struggle with being a a part of a scene that um rejects uh this is going to be a hard difficult to word. um a lot of like the people who do listen to like prog post-hardcore bands like either bigger than us or adjacent to us,
Mm.
they have very loud opinions. And
Cough cough
it's
swan posting cough cough.
I'm trying so hard not to say it.
I've been in
But
swan posting since the beginning, so I completely
yeah,
understand.
So a lot of jerks who come with them at them with a lot of bullshit, and then like,
Mm-hmm.
but also like there's folks also like really dig them. So it's like, oh my god, like why are the folks that are so fucking shitty so loud? And then like for us, specifically speaking, like we, we have like plenty of folks that dig us, but it's always that I always have this inner voice like, like you're not actually good enough because like you're not doing as well as this person, or like you could be doing what this person's doing, you could be doing more. Like you're not actually good enough. That's why you're not where you think you should be.
Right.
And trying to reconcile like what is the truth? Like what and in reality when the truth is kind of like none of the negative stuff is real if you want it to be. And so yeah, I thought like that would be like a great song for them to be on. I'm still working
Yeah.
on laying down the vocals. I literally just need to lay down the vocals and then I can send it to them and be like, yo, just do your thing on the outro. uh but yeah, definitely well, besides that, we are also working on one project in particular. Well, when I say working, it's not actively being worked on,
There's an
but
idea.
we've discussed it many, many, many times. Uh, and one of the subset ideas of that is kind of replicating what we did with Uneasy Hearts, except with an original song instead.
Oh, okay. Sort of like a split. Like I was telling you last night, they have like the See You Space Cowboy, If I Die First did one song as two bands. Like I think some other bands
Yeah.
have done that. Yeah, that's such an
So
interesting concept to me.
So what happened was years and years and years ago when I was still only giving out CDs and shows. I had no bandmates. I would go to a lot of shows in South Jersey because I had friends that played in bands down there. And there are these two bands, Me versus I, and the artwork of that dropped an EP. They dropped a split together. And there was a song where they both played on the song together, and that was how they I don't know if that's 100% how they recorded it, but it was certainly how they played it live, and I got to
Yeah.
see it. And again, like bands that like just had good chemistry and like worked really well together, and it was like very it was just cool to see that level of collaboration. And like it was something that like I just kind of was like, oh, okay, that's cool, and I put it away. I just put that thought away because but we are close enough with a band that is the same genre as us. It makes sense. So I propose it to them. We will see if it happens. I'm gonna do my best. I'm pretty much
Fingers crossed.
it's hard because we have so much going on. Like they have a lot going on. We're trying to finish this record that has taken us 2 years. So, but you always got to be dropping music in this day and age.
Yeah.
So,
It's New Music
can't
Friday.
yeah. Yeah, right. You can't disappear. You got to keep giving the folk stuff to remember you by. So,
um,
eventually something.
so my podcasts usually are about an hour long, and it's been an hour, but I have a bunch, not a bunch, but at least a few more questions for you, and I think this
Great.
is going great. You don't mind keep going?
No, I don't mind at all. Sorry, I don't want to keep you as well. So if
Oh,
you want
I
to
have nothing
rapid,
to do.
okay, okay. So
I
I
didn't want to keep you.
nah, you're good. You're good.
All right, cool. One of the questions I wanted to ask is, I think I saw it on your Facebook. Did you go to Bourbon Street a couple years ago?
Yeah, I
What was
did.
that like? Because I've
It.
always wanted to go and I never went.
I'm not a party person.
Okay.
I'm not a big bars person. At least in the sense of like if it is packed and very loud, I do not have a good time normally.
Right.
Uh, but I will say there is a palpable magic about New Orleans that keeps you alive and and just like and stimulated. It's a beautiful city. I'm so sad we're gonna lose it to global warming, but
Yeah.
I hope not. I knock on wood. I don't. That is.
Maybe
one
we
of
can build some technology to raise it
Mhm.
above sea level in the future so it doesn't get flooded.
Yeah, if we could just tax
All
the
Might
fuck
will
out of the
come
rich.
and just pick it up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
speaking
But
of,
like
oh, go ahead. Sorry, no,
no, sorry.
no.
I
I have ADHD, so I am going to constantly talk over you a lot. I don't mean to do it. I'm not trying to be rude. If I do it,
No.
call me out. But you
No,
go
no,
ahead and
no.
finish what you were saying.
You're good. I don't know. I definitely have anxiety. I
Same.
don't know if I have ADHD, but every time I read more about it, it sure as hell feels like I do, but I'm not officially diagnosed or anything. So don't
Yeah.
worry. Trust me. You are all good. You don't gotta apologize for anything.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with it when I was, I want to say 6. I just remember I have
Hey.
not taken medication for it in like over a year, which I'm proud of. I just want to be able to function without it and not rely on it.
Yeah.
But I've taken medication for it since I can remember in school because I had a hard time paying attention. So,
Right.
like, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
No, no worries.
Another question is you said well, you didn't particularly say you like to drink a lot, but when you hang out with your friends, you like to drink. What do you like to drink?
Oh, so my favorite is beer. Like that is like
Yes.
my favorite is beer, but because beer is a loaf of bread in a can,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes my body very
Canned
sad.
bread.
Yeah, exactly. So then my second favorite is wine. I'm a big Pinot Noir and Riesling guy.
Oh, Riesling's great.
Oh yeah,
Some
Kung Fu
wines will
Girl
give me.
Riesling.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Kung Fu Girl Riesling.
Kung Fu Girl Riesling.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. When you go wine shopping, it's like in the California or like Washington area of the wines. And it's like in
Interesting.
a
Yeah, I'll check it out.
green into bottle. It's so good.
I like the sweeter wines, or like there's this one called Holiday Spice Wine. It's made by this place near me. Well, I guess it's like an hour away, but it's called Brotherhood Winery, and that's
Ooh.
like the best wine I've ever had. It tastes like something like you could heat it up warm. You could put it on ice cream. I know that sounds weird, but like it's like cinnamony, um, nutmeggy. Like it's kind of it feels like a fall night in a glass.
Is it really interesting? Is it syrupy or is it just like
No, it's winey. It's like a reddish
ah,
wine, and it's not like thick. It's like kind of it's spiced, so it's more like
s-
seasoned, if that makes
what is it?
sense.
What is it called again?
Brotherhood Holiday Spice Wine.
I am writing this down.
Yeah, definitely try it. It's my favorite wine out of everyone I've ever had.
Jamie, the bassist in my band, and we're very big on wine. But you know what? Santino is kind of big on wine too now. It's so funny, like we all have like our things that we enjoy together as a band, and that's like one of them. Sake as
Ooh,
well. Yeah,
warm or chilled?
chilled. I'm mostly a chilled
Yeah.
guy. Yeah,
So I'm a big weeb sometimes. Like I'm not like lives in your basement like don't talk shit about Attack on Titan. Like I'm not one of those weebs, but like I
yeah,
enjoy Japanese things and like anime and all that stuff. And I went to the in the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens in New York City, the
yeah.
Sakurai Cherry Blossom Festival, and I went to that, and I was like, "Oh, warm sake, like, this is how you're supposed to drink it." And I took one sip, and I was like, "All right, never mind."
Yeah, yeah. I would. Oh, I would try it probably, but I imagine I would also
It's
not
not
like
good.
it as much.
It is
Yeah,
not good. It just
yeah.
tastes like if you left a water bottle full of vodka in your car that went bad, and the
Oh
sun beat on it. Yeah, it's
no.
kind of like that. But
Ah,
chilled
rip.
sake is good. I wanted to try shoju, I think it's called. I don't know. You ever watch
There's
Off
2.
White TV?
No.
Like Skara, Pokimane, like those guys.
You know what? I've seen clips. I've never sat and watched
Well,
one of those
they're all
streams.
Asian, and they all drink like shoju when they drink, and I'm like, man, that looks so good, but like I've never found it to
Is
try
it
it.
is it soju that comes in like the small like green bottles? They look like they're like small bottles or like
Yeah,
it's
they're a
like
small bottle, and the cap will be a different color depending on what fruit you like.
yes, yeah. Joe got us into soju. That is that stuff is incredible. It is so good.
I definitely gotta try it. My
Yeah.
favorite drink. So I'm not a huge liquor guy because I used to have an alcohol problem. I wouldn't say it was a problem, but I drank a little too much. I'm divorced or divorcing. I've been separated from my ex-wife for 2 years now, and something I
Okay.
did to cope, which was unhealthy, was drink every day, like two Four Locos a day, whatever I could get my hands on it. Thankfully, I don't do that anymore. But
Good, good.
I had a problem with drinking too much and blacking out and by myself. Anyways,
Right.
but the one liquor that I will always be able to drink no matter what is peppermint schnapps 100 proof straight. Doesn't
Huh.
have to be cold. Doesn't it? So this is gonna sound gross.
Huh.
It tastes like mouthwash,
I was gonna
but
say.
like it tastes like mint water, if that makes sense. Like I don't know how to. It's a pleasant, like you just ate a mint in liquid form, and then a little bit of a
Okay.
burn.
Gotcha.
But
All
yeah,
right.
that's what I'm into. I love beer. IPAs, like I'll try them, but I'm not like that weird hipster guy that I eat IPAs. Like yesterday, I drank a Natty Daddy, which is like $1 beer, but it's 8%, so it gets you more drunk. But like, I
Ooh.
like White Claws. My problem with
Yeah.
wine is some wines will give me the worst headache of my life. Like I
Yeah,
love
the
wine.
sulfites.
Yeah, the sulfate
Yeah.
that really turns me off. The only alcohol I can't drink is tequila. Um, so
Uh,
it's not like I puke. It's not like I have an issue with it. Literally, it goes down my esophagus. I feel it touch my stomach. It comes back up and comes out. Not as puke, but like as like Scary Movie 3 where everybody's puking. You know what I'm talking about? Or
no,
like
wait, no. I've never seen any of those
oh,
movies. I'm
okay.
sorry.
So just imagine you spit something out of your mouth, like water, like a spit take,
Yeah.
but instead of coming from my mouth, it comes from my stomach, but it's still like the liquid.
Ah,
Yeah, it's kind of gross, but
rip.
yeah. Another question is, what kind of animes do you like? Because you seem like you're a huge anime fan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what happened was like I grew up with it and then I got made fun of for it in middle school and then I abandoned it for a long while and came back at the end of the Toonami like Naruto Inuyasha era. So like
Hmm.
I grew up with like 4 kids Saturday morning anime like
Yeah.
Digimon is my number one favorite anime still.
I have all the Digivices, the ones where you can walk your
Oh
Digimon
my
like the
god!
Tamagotchis.
How did you find those?
I
I
bought
had
them when they came out, and I still have them at my parents' house. I don't have every single
oh
one. I have the original blue one. I have a Terriermon one, a Guillemon one, and then I think there was a newer one my sister got. But yeah, I had at least three of them.
I bought so many of those as a kid.
Hmm.
I wish I could tell you where they went. And I joined a Digimon fan group in the last year, and all these people are not only posting about the vital bracelets, but like D3s and like all these Digivices they bought or have found. And I'm like, yo, please give me the hookup. Cause like the only thing I was able to personally obtain in the last 5 years
The
that's like
necklace.
collectible from my childhood. Sadly, not Digimon related, but
Okay.
something I love like just as much. Pokemon. Um, I got that original Pokedex. Remember the one
Oh,
that
I
had the
remember that, the
buttons
red
on
one
it?
that opens up like a
Yes,
calculator. Yeah.
I have that. I haven't turned it on or figured out how to, but I have that. A friend gave it to me, so I had that. But I don't have any of my Digivices or like the D terminal or the
Oh
D3. They're
no.
nothing, and I want them back so badly.
I remember when. Actually, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 29.
Okay, I'm 30. I'll be 31 in December. So we're around the same age.
Yeah.
I remember when Digimon the movie came out and I saw it in theaters. It was like the biggest deal of my whole life. And I
Yes.
feel like to this day it still holds up as a great movie.
Have you ever gone back and watched like the actual movies, the 3 movies from that movie, but separated?
They have them separate?
So what happened when they dubbed that movie is
Hmm.
that is actually 3 different Japanese
Oh, it makes
releases
sense
stitched
because it's three
together.
different parts.
Yeah, and like the pacing is so bad. It
Oh
makes
my
no
god,
sense.
yes.
So So that's what that is. So my dad, when we were kids, it was actually, I will never forget this. It was the same Christmas that he gave us. Oh, maybe it wasn't that Christmas. Maybe it was 2 Christmases later. There was like one Christmas where he bought us like the giant like Pokemon pillows. Like there was like a Pikachu one and a
Yeah,
Charmander.
I
They're like
remember
they
those.
were fleece. Oh my god, fucking best gift of my life. There was a Christmas where he gifted us all of the Digimon movies from the series 1 through 4, so like Adventure
Mhm.
through Frontier, subbed and pirated from the internet. So he put them on DVD so that we could watch them whenever we wanted, and I
That's
cried. It
awesome.
was like one of the most amazing gifts I've ever received for Christmas. So, I recommend finding those movies if you can
Oh
and
yeah,
watching them as they
absolutely.
were
I
intended.
think my brother actually owns them because he has a lot of like
Ooh,
Japanese Digimon DVDs and stuff. He's really big into
that's
anime.
sick.
Like he has the entire, I don't even know what it's called. It's some anime where it's like 12 discs and I don't even know.
Naruto, One Piece.
No, it's not One Piece. It's something else that he makes my parents watch with him. It's really weird, but I don't know. I
Not
have a
Dragon Ball?
no, no, no. I actually have a similar story to the one you're saying. When I was young, I want to say it was the Namek saga in Dragon Ball Z where Goku's holding his hands up for like a year for like 10 episodes. Yeah,
Yeah.
while all that was going on, one of my friends, he was like the cool kid cuz his brother was like in the Japan from the military and he would send him back stuff and for my birthday is December 17th, so it's like 8 days before Christmas, so it's like a birthday Christmas gift. He got me
Right.
the entire Android saga on VHS subbed and I was the cool kid in
Wow.
school because I knew what was going to happen before it ever happened. And some people didn't
That's
believe me, and people would come over my
insane.
house to watch it.
Oh man, you had the hookup. That's monumental. That
Yeah.
because a lot of obviously a lot of stuff releases in Japan before it comes here, and
Mm.
by some divine miracle, a lot of what happens doesn't get out on a mass level. So
Oh yeah.
a lot of things can be hidden. Like,
Speaking of that, have you seen Squid Game?
nah, I'm not interested.
Really? Okay.
Nah.
Well, I think it's really cool, especially like with Squid Game and Parasite, how more Eastern media is coming over and being consumed by us, not just anime. Because like for a long, like there's so many good movies and shows, but like they're from in another language and they have subtitles and oh, I don't want to read. But like if you just take the time, like I think the Parasite director said, if you can get past the 1 inch barrier of subtitles, you can discover a whole new world of media.
Oh, I know. Americans are so ignorant. They're
Yeah,
like they just don't um a lot of folks are just choose not to explore like art from other countries and even things as I don't know. Like there's a lot of discourse about dubs versus sub in anime that is actually fine. Sometimes people just like can't they don't have the time to like they're not able to like watch it
and pay attention and
and pay
read.
attention. Like
Yeah,
they want to watch, but like they have to have it on as like a podcast. It's completely different. Like some people are just like, oh, I don't want to read, or like I don't or like they just judge like media from other countries. It's just like weird. I mean, obviously.
nowadays. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I think probably we might have been about to make the same point, but I was gonna say like now anime is cool. Now that stuff is
Oh, I
like
was gonna
everything's
say
cool.
nowadays people are on their phones with stuff in the background that they don't even watch it.
No, that's true. I'm guilty of that
Me
sometimes.
too. I tried to sit down and watch. See, I like subs. Like, I will watch dub. I don't mind. Like, it's not a you have to watch it this way or else. But like,
Right.
I was trying to watch the new Attack on Titan subbed, and I caught myself looking at my phone and then being like, "Oh shit, I don't speak Japanese. Like, what just happened?"
Yeah. Yeah, so I like anime is like one of the few things that can like hold my attention like on the TV screen. So it's pretty much the only thing I watch right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have two final questions here, two things we can get into, and then we can go ahead and end it. The first one is, what do you do besides stream and play music and watch anime?
I draw. am on I have to take a break from it right now. But I usually do emote commissions. I draw emotes for people. I've done
Oh, cool.
yeah, I did emotes for my friend who is a Call of Duty streamer, XO Cheergirl OX. Her partner, I did emotes for. Um I did emotes for like a few friends and stuff. I did like my bandmates. It's fun. I picked up drawing again. Like it was tied to anime. Like I drew as a kid because I watched cartoons and I loved Digimon and Pokemon. I wanted to draw my own characters, so I did that. And it paralleled my anime interests
Hmm.
very closely. So like when my friends I didn't have friends that watch anime, I'm like, well, fuck me, I guess. And then I stopped both watching anime and drawing. So I around the same time I started watching anime again. I picked up drawing again, and it's basically just I'm picking up where I left off in middle school, essentially. But I do a lot of digital art. It's really fun. I want to learn so much more, but there's only so many hours in a day.
Right.
Um, I did. I will say though, like last year when I lost my job due to the pandemic, I had been drawing Animal Crossing stuff,
Hmm.
the weeks before, because the new game is coming out. I drew a graphic for our band that, um, depicted us all as Animal Crossing villagers, and then, like, a bunch of people were like, "Oh, I want one." So I had started doing Animal Crossing commissions for people, like, drawing them as villagers. When I lost my job, I was like, "Holy crap, like, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna," like, I was, like, freaking out. I'm like, "I have rent to pay, and, I gotta find a new job now." So I guess if anybody wants wants, like, an Animal Crossing commission, like, I'll do it, and I didn't think anyone would want one, but, um, enough people bought commissions that it paid my rent for the month.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy, and it was like, the popularity of the game kinda rolled off from there, so, they didn't roll in as much, which is expected. It was fun, though. I got to be drawing a lot and practice that, and,
I mean, it was the
um
most popular game of 2020, I feel like.
yes, it was. I think objectively, it sold a lot of units. I think it might have sold the most out of any other Switch game.
But I'm gonna definitely have to
Crazy.
hit you up when I get affiliate because I need emotes and I can't draw
No,
for shit.
I know, yeah, for sure. I would love to do your emotes. There's so many projects I wanna do involving drawing, like, with for the band, like, I have to do the label for our next hot sauce. I have to do that soon. There's, like, T-shirt designs I gotta do for us. I did one of ours, last year, which I was really proud of. It's, like, just like an anime girl. And then, I need to do, like, new, like, graphics and stuff for stream, so, like, I definitely probably, be drawing some more in the coming weeks for, stuff for myself. But, I wish I could do it, like, part-time, like, art commissions for people, part-time, like, streamer, and then also, obviously also be doing music. That's
Yeah.
the dream.
I feel like this is a great way to segue into my next question is I want to talk about the hot sauce. Um, First off,
Yeah.
you guys have a hot sauce. You could talk about that, plug it if you want. And then I want to know how that came to be, and then I have one more question about it.
Okay. Um, we are huge on hot sauce. I
Same.
started watching Hot Ones back in 2016.
Hmm.
And I loved the show. I Before then I was like indifferent about hot sauce. Like I'd eat Cholula and stuff, but nothing crazy. But my boyfriend's really into hot sauce. So what happened was one Christmas I gifted him the first ever hot one sauce, which was the fiery chipotle.
Hmm.
And we're sitting on the Christmas breakfast, and he's like, "Come on, just, like, try a little bit." And I was like, "No, I'm scared." And stop. So then he was like, "Just do a little bit." And I was like,
I've seen the
"Okay."
show. I know how this goes.
But I dabbed it on my eggs Benedict, and I took a bite, and I was like,
Ooh.
"Whoa. Like, this is spicy, but this is, like, delicious." And I learned, like, hot sauce it's kinda like craft beer in that way, in that, like, there's, you can make it in so many unique ways, and that's what really drew me to it.
Right.
So I just hit the ground running. We just started like buying bottles when we could, and trying stuff, and we experimented with like eating Carolina Reaper like flavored things, and um I think that uh Jamie and Joe already liked hot sauce, but like we just didn't talk about it as much. So then we started trying stuff together. We eventually did a hot sauce challenge together as a band like
I
two
was just
years
gonna ask
ago.
about that.
Yeah, yeah. So but like we were like, okay, like we're obviously never gonna get on Hot Ones. That's a pipe dream. It'd be cool to do our own hot sauce, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Like I even did research. I was like, let me see who's out there working with bands, and the two hot sauce companies I found, um, they were only working with bands that were like at least mid level. Like not
Yeah.
they. I looked and I was like, okay, they don't want us. So musician in our scene in Jersey, Luca Hendricks, they're from the bands Teenage Halloween, Kissies. They're in a couple other projects, but they're extremely talented, extremely prolific. They picked up making a hot sauce over the pandemic. And once they kind of got their bearings and they had made a few sauces and they got into the rhythm of it, they're like, all right, I'm announcing that I want to do hot sauces for bands. So as soon as I saw that, I hit them up and I was like, hi, hello. My band has always dreamed of doing a hot sauce. And so we made it happen. We came up with like the idea of the sauce, like, and like pretty much most of the ingredients list.
Mhm.
Um we wanted a middle of the road. We wanted something that was bright but also smoky to coincide with the release of Murder Mountain. So we sent all this stuff to them and they took the recipe, they improved it, they made it. They took the time to make it, and all we had to do was provide the label. I designed the label, had it printed. We picked up the bottles, we just slapped the label on, and there you go. We had our own hot sauce, and it sold out twice. And the first time it sold out in 24 hours.
Wow, that's incredible.
Thank you. I feel like we people know like we fucking love hot sauce. So it wasn't cap. It was like it's not like just like just throw it in the merch store. Like we
Like the whole
love.
Dance Gavin Dance, what was it, Pico de Gallo thing is just like a whole, oh, it's in our song, so we gotta make it.
It's possible. I mean, I'm sure they love Pico de Gallo, but yeah. I guess to play into the meme.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, they did that. So was that salsa or was it like hot sauce? I forget.
I think it was like just tomatoes and onion, like whatever pico de gallo is with like salsa in it. I have no idea. I never tried it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never bought it either.
It
I
sold
thought
out
it was
before I could.
yeah. That was oh my gosh, that was Mothership so long ago.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, yeah,
it's crazy. I don't want to go off a tangent. I was just gonna say it's crazy to see how big they've gotten because I heard the first time I heard Dance Gavin Dance was 2008, and I think and I told them I invented Times New Roman like just released like as a single, and my
wow,
friends like, oh, you should check this band out, and I was like, wow, I'd never heard anything like this. Like this is great, and just
yeah,
I've been with them, since the beginning, and now they're like, they if you say Dance Gavin Dance, someone's gonna know what you're talking about. Back then, if you're like,
yeah.
hey, do you like Dance Gavin? They're just like, what's that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, nobody knew, and like that I was there for that period of time where they
Hmm.
were like the underdogs. I was, it's
I
crazy.
saw them live with Johnny. I saw them live
Me
with
too.
Kurt. I saw
Yep.
them live with Tilly, and like,
Oh, not Kurt. I missed them with Kurt. I
oh my
totally missed that
god.
era. But I had gotten on the Dance Gavin Dance bandwagon uh when DBM2 had just dropped. I literally remember
Yeah.
standing at New Jersey Warped and my friends like we were just like standing there hanging out and my friend goes, "Up." I hear Dance Gavin Dance going on and like and we just turned our heads and like they're like starting their set on a stage and like I heard that was the first time I heard and I invented Times New Roman and I hear Johnny rip that fucking vocal and my friend's like air drumming to it and I was like, "Oh, yo, this is nuts."
Right?
So, that was and then like when I went back to listen to them, DBM2 was like the most recent album, so I really dove into that, and then the first DBM obviously, and I was hooked
I
from that
have a
point on.
couple of Dance Gavin Dance show stories. The first time I ever saw them was when Happiness released. Like I knew about them before then, but
Wow.
I never got to. Yeah, so it was Happiness era DGD with Kurt and everything. The lineup was at the Throne of Judgment, which I guess was some local band. I never heard of them before. Then Dance Gavin Dance, then The Devil Wears Prada, and then Drop Dead Gorgeous. And it was
Wow.
all in a venue in Poughkeepsie called the Loft, which is like the
I've
Chance, but it's
been
up. Yeah,
there!
and it was to 20 people, like 20 people seeing these
No
bands.
shit.
Yeah, that was an
Wow.
experience. That'll always forever be one of my favorite concerts, I'll say. But another experience is when Downtown Balaban 2 came out right before Johnny got kicked out again. I was also at the Chance again, and they were there, and they hadn't played yet. But Johnny was at the bar, and I was wearing a Dance Gavin Dance shirt. He's like, "Hey man, you like my band? I'm the fucking lead singer. Buy me a drink." And I was just
What
like,
the
"No." I was like, "I like you." I think I asked for a picture. And he's like, "Oh, you got to buy me a fucking drink for," or like he was just
Oh
so
my god, it's such
standoffish.
an
I was
asshole!
just like, nah, like I'll see you later. And then
No
one
fun.
other one was I was waiting in line for the 10-year anniversary tour, and I had never really like gotten to meet like them, like talk to them, like VIP or anything like that. Oh no 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 no! I have a better story. That one's kind of dumb. I went to see Hail the Sun for their tour, and Royal Coda was playing, and I made it a goal of mine. I had the Cianvar shirt with Will Swan's face on it. I made a
Ah,
point of mine to see every, because Cianvar I think had broken up at that point, to see every member of that band to get them all to sign the shirt. And the last one I needed was Will, and he's walking outside with like his girlfriend at the time, and I didn't want to be that guy, and I was like, hey Will, if you sign my shirt, I'll smoke this blunt with you. If that's cool, I don't want to bother you. And he was just like, hell yeah, man, like let's go. And I got to talk to him, and like it was
aw,
incredible.
that's amazing. From my understanding, he's very nice.
Yeah, he seems like a great guy. Johnny Craig, not so much. But there's a reason why he's not in any bands anymore.
Yeah, that made
Rip
me
Isles
tell.
and Glaciers, Rip
Oh,
Amarosa without him, but
oh, I loved Owls and Glaciers. Oh my god, underrated.
right. Did you actually, if it's okay if you don't, but did you have any questions for me? Oh, I cut out. Did you have any questions for me?
I think so. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I didn't come prepared. My bad.
No, you're okay. I always ask people and they're just like, "Huh." Like I've most of the time it's like no, but sometimes they'll be like, "Actually, yeah," and I'll be like, "Oh shit, I'm on the spot now."
Well, what are some goals of yours as a content creator, would you
So
say?
I know they say don't get into Twitch if you want to make money. Like don't expect you're just going to make money, but I want my career to be on Twitch. I really enjoy talking to people. I love interacting with chat. I like playing games as much as I like right now I've been doing a lot of React content and I love just like watching something, pausing it, commenting on it, seeing what other people think about it, just sharing the community because it feels
Yeah,
like a sense of family. Because I know a lot of people, like, nowadays there's so many divorces and there's broken families. It feels good to have somewhere where you're accepted and able to just like
for
talk
sure.
to people. So I really want to grow as a content creator. I want like I'm not trying to be like, XQC or Ms. Kiff or like, the
Oh
top
god.
earning. Like that would be
Yeah.
cool, but like
I would never want any of that.
I just want to be able to do what I love doing and make money doing it and not have to worry about where my next meal's going to be, like where I'm going to live just because I want to stream. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
I also really love this whole podcast format that I have. I guess it's in a sense an interview, but it's not just like question answer question and like there's back and
Yeah,
forth, and I want to be able to move up and get like more people, more bands, branch out, do other genres. But I just love showing people that artists are people too. Like they're not just oh, they're in a band, so they must be a certain way. Like, no, they wipe their butt, they put their pants on one leg at a time.
Oh,
You know
they
what I
are
mean?
so people, it's not even funny. There's when you're in a band, you get really close to a lot of folks you previously, like you put on a pedestal, or like you think you think of them as untouchable. Like they are so normal, it's not even funny.
Yeah. No, I learned that a lot from just not even just from this podcast, from like my interactions with people. Like I you know the band Adventurer? I'm sure you do.
Guys, yeah.
Yeah. So I saw them live, and I always had like this image of like how bands were in my head. And I seen them live once. I talked to them at the show. They were cool guys. About 2 or 3 years later, they were like, "Yo, we're gonna be coming through New York. Does anyone have a place for us to stay?" And I was like, "Yeah, you guys can stay at my house. Like that'd be cool." And like I'm like so nervous, like, "Oh, I have to clean my house. Like I have to do." And they're just a bunch of dudes. Like we just drank, we listened to music, we talked. It was just like hanging out with your friends. It wasn't anything like crazy or
Yeah,
like, you know? I
absolutely.
I just love showing people that. Another thing I really want to do is I want to get back into making music. I've been trying to make hyperpop music, and I just feel so discouraged sometimes when I'm making music. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh, this doesn't sound good, or it's not going to be, good enough. Just like you were saying before, there's like a stigma and everything, but I would love to be in a band one day, even if it's just a local band or something. Oh, hey, Barbie, how you doing? Sorry, I was just saying hi to one of my viewers.
Guys, yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want to do.
Just do it. You gotta, the thing, like I was saying earlier about when you're creative, and like you have to try to enjoy the journey, and like like not like worry about like expectations where you end up. Like it's a very hard thing to keep in mind, but like at the end of the day, like um you don't, like you want to enjoy like every minute, like you want to be your biggest supporter, and push yourself where you can go. And like, because like the thing, this is very morbid, but the thing that grounds me is I'm gonna die one day. And
Exactly.
I don't want to look back on my life thinking like, did I miss that opportunity, or like should I have, like was I right for holding myself back? Like I never want to hold back in any aspect of my life if I can help it, like provided I'm not wearing myself out. That's another important
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, don't
But
overdo it. That's
yeah,
another
but like
thing.
within your means, like explore your interests, and do things that make you happy, and you know you know uh be grateful for the journey, and be present for it, and don't worry about too much of like about what other people are doing. Like do your best to
Exactly.
push, to
Yeah.
do your best to push on, but also be kind to yourself, and be find joy in like those moments of discovery you make when you're practicing creating like hyper pop tracks, and like you're like, oh shit, like like I couldn't make that 808 seem like that before, but like I did some more tweaks, and I spent more time on it, and like I really I put the time in, and like now like this whole beat sounds sick,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. Like it's hard because like I don't know about you, but like me, like I wake up every day not wanting to do anything. Like
Oh, no, I'm like that
I'm
a
depressed
hundred
as
percent.
I'm depressed as fuck. So
Mm-hmm. Same.
um anytime I'm sitting down to make myself like write music, anytime I'm sitting down to write music, I'm making myself, because I know it's what I want to do. And then once I'm in the practice of it, I'm like, wow, I'm really glad like I didn't doubt myself, or like I didn't put this off. Like I'm glad I'm sitting here doing it. And even if you only put like 10-20 minutes into it, and you decide like, okay, this isn't working, like you at least tried, like it's about chipping away a little bit every day to get to where you want to be as a streamer, as a podcaster, as a musician.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things that used to discourage me is the whole like metrics and analytics side of Twitch. Like, so I started streaming back in 2020 when the whole pandemic started, but I would
Me
literally
too,
just
yeah.
I would just open up my stream and leave it. Don't look at the chat, don't do anything, and I barely had viewers. It was just, "Oh, I'm live, haha," But I really started putting effort into it in September, I was like, okay, I'm going to try to go live a little more. And then I was like, oh no, I'm not going to meet that 3 average viewer metric. I'm never going to get affiliate. It's not going to happen. So I kind of stopped. And then in October, when I had the idea for the podcast, I was like, okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to make a schedule for myself. I'm going to start streaming more consistently. If I get affiliate, it'll happen. It'll come. If I don't get it right away, oh well. If I don't stream, like I took like a month, 2 3 months off, like if I don't do it, then I'm not gonna, it's not gonna happen. If I'm because I was worried like, oh, if I only have one viewer this day, it's gonna make my average go down. But now it's just like I'm just gonna stream for the fun of streaming. If people want to
Yeah,
watch, they'll come.
exactly.
If I'm gonna get that 3 average viewer, it'll happen. Like just the other day, I was streaming and I only had one viewer for like an hour, and I was like, I'm not gonna end it early. I'm just gonna keep going, and then boom, all of a
Yeah,
sudden I have
exactly.
7 viewers. Yeah,
You never know. Like that's the thing. Like you can't, like you said, like you can't go into something expecting like I will get the most out of this
hmm
immediately. You will like you can't expect immediate returns, but
instant
you also
gratification.
yeah, you also can't discourage yourself.
Exactly right. Did you have any other questions for me? That was actually a really good question.
Yeah, no worries. Nah, I think that's it. I think that's all
All
I
right,
got.
cool. So, where can we find you? Do you have anything you want to plug? And where can we find that hot sauce?
Okay, so I forgot to mention this earlier. We sold out of the hot sauce completely. So like
Oh wow.
we restocked and sold out again. What we talked about with Luke was we're going to just do a brand new sauce and
Okay.
then we can always come back and do the other one again.
Oh,
Um
hold on one second. In chat, Savage Barbie's asking what hot sauce. So she just came in. Her band has their own hot sauce.
yeah. So we had a hot sauce called Murder Mountain Summit to go with our single release back in May. We are sold out of it currently. We are going to not repress. I don't think not repress some peppers. We're gonna we are going to make some more sauce and brand new sauce. It's actually gonna be a little hotter, but
Nice.
what's gonna be cool about it is it's geared especially for tomato based things, whatever that may be. So like we were definitely thinking of pizza and pasta when we thought it's, but you could throw it on like a hamburger if you want. It's not done yet. We haven't had it, but beginning of December we're gonna have the sauce.
Very
So
nice.
the sauce is coming before the end of the year, beginning of December most likely.
And you guys have a show coming up soon, right?
Yes, House of Independence in Asbury. We have been trying to get back in that bitch for years. We last played there in 2017, opening for Emarosa
Oh my
and A Lot
God.
Like Birds. And we have not been able to get back in since. It's so weird, but we're back in now, which is great. Shout out the ones you forgot for having us come play with them. Good
Nice.
buddies of ours. So that'll be Saturday, December 11th at 6 p.m. at House of Independence in Asbury. We are trying to do one more show with Pulses before the end of the year. My tired ass is on booking duty for that. So I have to we were going to try to find a venue to see if they'll let us do like a creature posting friends show. But if it doesn't happen in December, it will just simply happen another day. That's
I
all.
actually have a quick question. How does it work with finding a venue? Like, do you just say, "Hey, we want to play here. What night's available?" Or
Essentially, you basically cold email like venues, or I guess like if the venue defers to a promoter, you email the promoter. And it stinks. You have to send a bunch of emails and hope like a place will have you. A lot of the time they expect you to present links so that they can go check your numbers and see
oh
if
my
like
God.
yeah, I know, like I can't tell you how many times like none of that shit has ever mattered. Like either ourselves like or like another band like it's just because person's band has like 2,000 followers doesn't mean they're gonna draw like 50 people to every gig. Like there's
Right.
so many outside circumstances that affect shows draw, and it could entirely not be the what's like sometimes it's not the band's fault,
Yeah, like
you
what if
know?
someone has to work? I really want to go to this show, but I can't take off work. Like, that's not the band's
Yeah.
fault.
There's like sometimes there's like oversaturated schedule and like a close like radius. There's like if there's like a bunch of shows going on at the same time, there's like weather or like people are literally working or they can or like the economy is shit, like things like that. But or like the tickets are too expensive, like we've had to deal with a lot of bullshit like opening for bands we like because you have to sell tickets. But yeah, you have to go. You go to the venue. They rarely come to you. You have to reach out, and then they will give you the green light or be like that date doesn't work. Usually, most of the time, they'll just be like that date doesn't work, or sometimes they don't answer her. So that's how
I
that fun song and dance goes.
Yeah, I tried to shout you out. I just set up Nightbot 2 days ago. I guess I didn't set it up correctly because it's not shouting out your channel, but your channel is just CR Plus Ultra for anybody who wants to watch her on Twitch. She streams Nintendo games. She makes tier lists about fruit. She eats rice. Oh, it did. Wait, it timed you
Oh,
out?
Nightbot's funny. I
I turned that off though. I said links were oh my god. Can you teach me how to Twitch one day? Can you show me how to set up like the follower goals on the screen and stuff like that?
so what you want to do is I recommend either Stream Elements
That's what I use.
or you really?
Yeah.
So no, I mean for the mod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So do you use Streamlabs? Yeah, I use
Yeah.
Streamlabs too. So you want to use Stream Elements or Moobot for your mod. Nightbot is always the bane of everyone's like it's like our friends in Good Noise podcast, like when they do their online fests, if you spam like one too many emotes, you get timed out by Nightbot. But like
Yeah, but
they
I turned all that off though, which is the thing. Like, and I pressed save because it was like, oh, time someone out if they put too many capital letters. Time someone out if they, and I was like, no, that's stupid. I should just take it out.
yeah,
But all right,
understand.
cool.
All good,
Well,
all good.
thank you so much for coming to talk with me today. This has been my longest podcast, but I want to say I had a great time. You're really easy to talk to. I've learned a lot.
Thank
Uh,
you.
if when you guys have your next LP out, if you ever want to come back, or maybe you and some members of the band want to come back, we'd love to have you. And
Yeah, sure thing.
I don't have Smash, but I'm working on getting it. I know you guys do crew battles, but if you ever want
Yeah,
to like play a game together or something, I'm always down for that as well.
heck yeah. I stream open arenas with viewers on Saturdays. So
Nice.
always playing Smash on Saturday. And then my band, we used to stream together, but it's been near impossible. Maybe one day we'll get an arena up and running soon.
How do you like Sora? You play like, the new Smash, right?
Yes, Sora is the my new character. Like I was staunchly Isabel only. I now am picking up Sora. I was picking up Pyramithra, but not telling anybody about it because I wanted to keep that on the down low in case like we had a crew battle coming up, and if I trained my Pyramithra up really well, I could have that ace in my pocket. But maybe I could still do that really. But I'm so in love with Sora. I love playing him a lot. I have to get my fundamentals better because
Awesome.
yeah.
So I'm gonna have you stick around for just a moment after I end stream. I just want to say a couple of things, but you guys can find her, like I said, twitch.tv/Sierra Plus Ultra. Look for her band with sales ahead. They have shows coming up. Check out Murder Mountain. Buy some merch, buy some tickets, support them. They're great people. And yeah, thank you everybody for coming on. And we will go ahead and check you all later. I will be live tomorrow at
Bye.
wait, tomorrow's Saturday, right? Yeah, live tomorrow at
Yeah.
5 p.m.